What is up, guys? Zebron Gaming here. Today we are back for another video. So today I got some great and bad news. Not exactly bad per se, but we got some news on the new Part 5 Jason coming to the game. Now obviously this Jason will be released tomorrow, so this video will be very irrelevant. Now, if we go into Jason's, obviously we don't have him yet, but keep in mind, I don't know if this should be labeled Jason. It kind of should, but it kind of shouldn't at the same time. Because if Roy's in here, he's not exactly Jason. But there's a few things that made me change my mind a bit on this. So, say that you're playing... Okay, so say that you watched every single movie, and you're thinking this is very inaccurate if Pamela's actually talking to Roy. It really is, but... the thing is, in the movie, there are some clues that let us know that Roy literally thinks he is Jason Voorhees. It's not just some sham saying, hey, it must be Jason Voorhees doing this killing to cover him up. No, it's not. Like, it's kind of that, but you can tell that Roy actually thinks he's Jason. So if he thinks he's Jason, it would make sense if you had maybe Pamela's sweater distracting him. It would make sense, because he would think, oh, that has to be my mother. Like, it kind of makes sense at that point. So if there's no changes, I'm not going to get too mad about it, because it makes sense when you really take the time to think about it. And as for counselor balancing, those patch notes have been released, and it is confirmed that we will have way less pocket knives spawn in during matches. So basically, it's rare for them to have a pocket knife. We'll also have a bit of a nerf to where there's less weapons in the map, which is going to be very good, because oh my god, there's way too many weapons.
They're here, Jason.
They can stun Jason.
Find them.
Mainly machetes and wrenches. Now, if this is the case with machetes, obviously it's going to be more difficult to kill Jason, which is a good thing, because lots of people are getting really pissed on how easy it is now, and how Jason's not really a threat. Now, of course, with these patch notes, and I did say this in my last video, but we will be getting a faster Jason speed. Jason will start with 2 extra throwing knives. And I always forget the last one. Crap. Oh yeah, his grab gets reworked. Gosh, I always forget that. His grab's gonna get reworked. Obviously, I've had times where they will slip right through my hands, and it is just absolutely stupid. How ridiculously easy that is to do. Now, lots of people are saying that Jason is still OP, but he's really not, because personally, I played the game ever since launch. I bought the game day one. Obviously, I wasn't a backer, but I bought the game day one, so I knew a lot about it by now. And let me tell you what, the game used to be so much more different. People used to hesitate even getting close to Jason to hit him, because it was such a dangerous risk. Now, obviously, Jason's been reworked, and it's not like that anymore. Now, that's perfectly okay, but keep in mind that this is Friday the 13th, and Jason has to be OP-ish. So that's why they're giving him these buffs. And with less weapons and less pocket knives, it's going to be a lot easier for Jason to get around. Now, this isn't going to take away Tommy's pocket knife at all, which I'm pretty sad about, personally. But that's just me. And as for Jason Part 5, or Jason in quotes that is, I'll just say, as for Roy Burns, he will have shears as his weapon, and it has been confirmed that he will just poke the door. I'm not kidding, that is literally what they said. The pointy end of his weapon. That's exactly what the developer said. There's some funny people. But that's how he's going to break it down. So it's not much of a big deal. Roy's going to be the same as any other Jason. Just different stats, and that's about it. Now obviously he's going to be easy to kill, that's for sure, you can tell. But he's going to have all these amazing strengths to counter that. Now, some people are finding it weird that he runs. I don't, because, I mean, he's alive. I've noticed that all the alive Jasons could run, and all the dead Jasons couldn't. Well, quote-unquote dead. could say he was brought back to life. I think he's just zombified. Now, as for the new map, I've noticed a lot of different things that look very accurate to the movie. That's going to be amazing. And some people are actually wanting a counselor from Part 5 in here. Mainly Violet. Now, the only problem with Violet is there's already a Jason based off of Violet. And that is the amazing, sexy AJ. Yes, I had to say it like that. But AJ is actually based off of Violet, as you can tell. Obviously, if you watch the movie. And speaking of AJ and Violet, we actually got a little scene clearly referencing AJ to Violet, where AJ Mason was doing the exact same dance moves as Violet in Part 5 A New Beginning. Now, this could be a new emote pack, which obviously I'm going to buy, because I love this game to death. And I'll actually enjoy playing Jason. I only have Jason set so I can be Jason, because you know, it's a little bit ridiculous how difficult it can be to be Jason sometimes. That's the truth right there by itself. Now, Part 5 will also have a bloody skin. That has been confirmed by them media. Whether it's going to be 2 of them, we don't know. Probably 1 for digital and 2 for... I mean, 2 for digital and 1 for physical. Now, one huge debate that's been going around is the color of Roy's shirt. Now, it's supposed to be green, according to the movies. I mean, that's kinda true. It is. In fact, it is true. But I don't know if they're gonna change this. They probably will. Heck, you guys don't know. They may have meant to do that, but they kinda got it wrong, thinking of the whole blue mask sort of thing. They may have got it wrong, guys. And if they got it wrong, well, that sucks, doesn't it? They can't really do anything, since the release date is so, you know, close. So they may have just noticed it recently, or they just have another reason to make it blue. Maybe because, I mean, bright blue is a good change, but we already have Jason with purple. That's already a bright color. That would be Retro Jason, which I think needs to be reworked into its own Jason. I think they were planning to do that at some point. No information has been given on that, but we will be getting information later this week on dedicated servers, and as well as Paranoia, the mode that everyone's been wondering about. Now, Paranoia, if you didn't know, is a murder type game mode if you ever played Gmod or Minecraft on PC. Now, it's going to be pretty cool. You gotta find out who the killer is. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. If it's not, that's a little bit weird, and I would be very astonished. But single player challenges are another thing. I'm just talking about all the DLC here, guys. Take my word for this. Now, single player challenges are supposed to be here. Well, they were supposed to already be here in summer, but obviously it's an indie company, and you gotta remember, their history of getting dates right isn't exactly the best. They didn't expect so many bugs to be in the game, and honestly, I think they're working on bugs more than they are the actual content, which is good. That means they actually care about stuff, unlike Garden Warfare 2, where you find so many bugs it's not even funny. A pocket knife right there. Yeah, that's not going to happen next update. Actually, that is one thing I want to discuss. Will they change this for offline bots? Most likely they will. Now, I don't got too much information on offline bots, whether that'll change. In fact, I don't have any at all. Anyway, now we're going to talk about Jason X. So, Jason X obviously has had a lot of... Okay, I don't know. He's had a lot of leaks lately. One of his face being unmasked, and I do know what Jason X looks like unmasked, actually. I am not going to give away any details, because I don't want to spoil it for anyone if they're curious to find out. I have also seen 2 of Jason X's kills, and one of them a little bit lame. Okay, I won't say much. One of them is very similar to another kill in the game, I'll just say that. And if you're wondering if the virtual cabin kills is going to be in the game, it will. It is not the exact thing you thought, most likely. But yeah, that's going to be coming into the game. And then we have a new counselor that's eventually going to be making their way into the game. Now, lots of people want Trish, but as you know, this wouldn't make too much sense if you have Trish and Tommy, you know, in the same time frame, because it's Tommy all grown up, and then seeing his sister, that's going to be a little bit weird, you know? So, obviously, that's probably not going to happen. So, I'm not really sure who we're going to get.
Jason.
We could be getting anyone.
Make them suffer.
In fact, we're not going to get any more sluts, and that's kind of hard choosing, seeing how there's so many in the Friday the 13th series, because the entire series is based off of new teenagers, which you cannot deny. Oh yeah, fun fact, part 5 of New Beginning, the person who directed it used to be a porn director, so that's why there's a lot of freaking
God, I can't look.
nudity in it. Not much to say about it. Counselor, leave down in the comments what counselor you want in the game. Probably not Trish. Probably not anything that doesn't make sense at all.
Don't stop, Jason. They deserve to die.
And I hope that sentence made sense.
Like
but now we're going to talk about something a little bit off. It's kind of off topic, but it kind of isn't at the same time. And that is Kid Jason. So many people want him into the game. Well, I have sad news. He's not going to make it into the game for 2 reasons. One, you will have to completely rework the system of Jason to be fit for a little kid. Now, obviously it can be done, but
they want to hurt you, Jason.
this is an indie company. Remember, they don't exactly have the most amount of money compared to companies like Activision. And, I mean, they're not absolutely rigged like Activision either, so that's one plus right there. But if they were to put him in the game, I think they should make it his own game mode. So that would be cool, but as you know, yeah, not exactly going to be the easiest thing. Now, we could also have a Pamela Voorhees game mode coming to the game. Nowhere near soon at all, obviously, by the way. But, yeah. So, as for new game modes, those are all that I can think of. And we're also going to be getting a bunch of new Jason skins into the game, including 3 classics from the movies. Now, we already got Retro Jason, obviously, which is great. But you have to think about one thing. Some people thought the whole Retro Jason was that whole retro stretch goal, and it's not. You can actually, for one of the goals, play the original Friday the 13th on the NES, but on this game. Now, will you have an option between HD and 8-bit? Obviously, probably not. It'll still be a really cool function. And it was in the stretch goals, and most stretch goals should make it in. And now that I think about it, one of those new counselors could actually be... Now, I don't know his name, but it's a person who had a wheelchair from part 2. Put it down in the comments. I'm not really sure who it was, but it'd be nice to know. And someone is hiding in a bed in this house. Well, some bots. But as for hiding and all, don't do it. You're an idiot. For the Pinehurst map, it seems pretty accurate, like I said. Now, it has been confirmed this will be a humongous map, sort of like Jarvis' house, which may think is a little bit stupid, but in my opinion, I like the large maps better, because Jason can't sense you from halfway across the map, which would be really retarded. Now, this will be a disadvantage to Jason, but it'll also be an advantage, because it's harder for you to get parts. In my opinion, I like big maps better, because it's a lot more fair, and it's not ridiculous and unfair if items spawn next to each other, which is a real problem this game has. They always spawn next to each other. It's really annoying. People get annoyed by it, you know? And that's about all the information I have currently. I mean, unless you want to talk about more stretch goals, and leave it down in the comments, stretch goal video, and like the video, and I might actually do a stretch goal video. Of course, it's going to cover some of the content I've already covered in this video, but it will cover much, much more. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.